Hello and good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Vintage Survival. I don't know why I started the tractor. All I need to do is this. Jump out, run to the next one in line, and this. Jump out, run to the next one in line, and again, this. Jump out, run to the next one in line, had to make sure he had his route already. Alright, there we go. And that should be our whole fleet. Whole remaining fleet, basically, leaving. Look at them go. What? Okay. His must be on the back road for him to go that way. I think it's actually one of the fields up there along the edge of the woods. Alright. Here we go. We gotta get this guy started. And for me, the job is forage harvester. But we traded it in this morning. We took about a $5,000 hit, a little bit more actually, almost $6,000. But we traded it in for this guy, the Heston 7725. It's bigger, it's meaner, has a lot more ponies under the hood, and it goes faster. So this is us. Pop open the spout, fire everything up, and look at us book. This is just so much faster. Here comes one of our guys. I did buy the other head for corn for it too, because I had both heads. But there's actually a third head for this that is a pickup header. So we'll have to keep that in mind as we do our jobs. I'm going to flip you guys over to a time lapse while I complete this. Oh, and I adjusted the better contract settings so that it only shows active contracts in the upper right there to keep the list down a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to jump into a time lapse and I will see you guys afterwards. all the chaff required for the contract is delivered, meaning what remains, nice even mark that I got that at 11,800, in the wagon plus what's left on the field, which should have been a little bit more, but I was daydreaming and this last time around and missed it when it cut off. I don't know how far I went with it cut off, but whatever. We'll pick up what's left on the field and head back to our yard and toss this in the pit. Get it fermenting. As you can see, it's already mid-afternoon. Lots of contracts in progress. And as soon as we finish grabbing the remains of this field, we don't want to lose them, we will go into the contracts menu and get paid. I did already get paid for one, the one in the field just right next to us here that was being cultivated, just because I didn't want to run short on money for workers. Got to make sure they get paid. Alright, there's a bit up at the top here. And we'll be able to go straight from here to the farm. It's not going to be a huge amount of literage, but it's ours. Alright. With that, we can complete. Check our contracts. Ooh, there's a new chaff contract. 155. Should we? No, I think I've spent enough time doing that today. I really need to poke at some other things. But we'll run back and get this into the pit. That'll be one nice thing. This is gonna have a lot easier time climbing the pit than the previous unit did. I don't know if it'll be heavy enough to do any good at compacting or not, but we can certainly try it since everything else is out getting work done right now. You know, I'm gonna change that while I'm right here, while I'm thinking about it, while I got you guys on camera. So there's that gate sticking out, and there's a pole directly across the road, which creates a narrow spot. So when your equipment comes through, you kind of have this issue. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put that there and that there. So what we're going to do here is make this a two-way section. And in fact, we're gonna so that way even something with a wide head like this can make it through there basically no problem. Just like right now, if I drive the line, I do miss the pole, barely, but I would not miss that gate on the pre-existing line. I would hit the gate. But on the new line, and they'll take turns too, going through there. And then I would end up, hitting that pole, but this thing's very wide, and I don't ever intend to put it on a worker going down the road, just like I don't put the combine, since it doesn't have a rear hitch. I just mount whichever header is needed most of the time. because I can't spare a tractor to haul the header trailer around. I suppose I could. The unloader trailers we're using, they do have a rear hitch. I suppose I could put it on there. That would make sense, but a lot of the fields are very difficult to get a header mounted. Of course, they're difficult to get to. I've had to cut down more than a few trees and whatnot, tall bushes. Oh. So we're not going to cover this right away. We don't have a desperate need for silage at the moment. So I'm not even going to bother compacting it right now. Alright, sweet. Let's scroll through our boys and see who's doing what. He's working. Yep. He's working. Waiting patiently to get filled up. And what he's doing is counting towards our barley need. 2,000 liters of fabric. How much does that cost? Can I just purchase a fabric pallet? Is that a thing? I don't think it is without a mod. Yeah. Or to put down the... My brain's not working. Where are buying points? Are they under silos always? Well, the point I guess I was trying to make here is that I believe I would have to put down the warehouse, right? That's where you can buy pallets. I don't believe there is one on the map. I don't even know where the warehouse would be. Wouldn't that be under like some kind of miscellaneous category? Others? All right, I'm gonna have a look through, see if there is a warehouse that could be put down. I'll be back. Well, I didn't find anything. That's okay. I'll have a look for a warehouse mod to download and install for the next go round. Alright, so he's done here, which, good, he's done here. We need to cancel that, copy the course, you get off of that, because you need to go on to the next one. Where's our next mow and bale? Holy cow. Yeah, we'll accept that. Got distracted, but mow and bale. So field 178 is our next one. 178. Am I blind? Oh, yep, I am. Let him figure that out. Combine's getting low on fuel. And he needs a new job, maybe. Alright, so we will cancel that, paste that in. And what was that field number? 87. Set him to 87. Punch him off. Was there any other plowing contracts, or are they all finished? I don't see any. Are there any here? Nope. Didn't think so. So that means he can go home. Excuse me? That's right. I had forgotten I had to drive in there. Alright, that guy is rocking and rolling. He's rocking. He'll be rocking. Same there. Alright, we are doing good. Actually, I would argue to say that we are doing great. I will bring you guys back when there's something else to show. Brought you back real quick because there is a warehouse right here on the map. Somebody's garage turned into a warehouse. Fabric is 10 grand per pallet, and I'm only going to get 2 back. So I'm going to lose 8. I don't think it's worth it, but I'll have to examine that more in the future. Alright, further update. I did some money manipulation, well, some testing. So I just took out the money for the pallet because it actually is worth it. Because you get 7 grand for the pallet itself, plus the 2 grand you'll get. Oh shit. So instead of losing a grand per, I'm gonna lose a 2 grand per, whatever. Still cheaper than the penalty for not completing it. So I'm gonna go get another pallet and drop it in here. I am cattle shopping again, and look at this. The very first one. Second one, no. Nope. Yes, I have changed my mind. I will take anything that's all greens, even if it's like a yellow green, just so that we can expand the herd quickly. And I'm not doing water buffalo. So buy selected, we'll buy those 2 cows. Now if we go to our info, they need names. And, oh, I don't have the ability to inseminate because I need... Well, Moody Charlie is a favorite. We'll buy some more of those. Alright, And then, first thing, change name. Nope. Nope. Yep. And then artificial insemination. We'll use it. And here's our other new one. Yep. Perfect. So we've got quite the little herd going here at the moment. They just need to start having babies and producing milk, of course. Couple little ones playing. Gotta love that. Real little one. And I think on this cheerful note is where we will call it for today's episode. For now, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and as always, I will see you on the next one.